All right, shalom, shalom. First off, we're going to give all praises, glory, honor, and power that's due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who I learned this truth from, and salutations unto you brothers out there, stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking your lives and freedoms to do so, and shalom to the rest of the elect, as we all await this second Exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shah. All right. This will be a brief lesson, man, touching on the fact that the WHO, all right, and the CDC is warning that there's going to be another deadlier virus, man, than C19, all right? It's going to be another deadlier virus than C19, and essentially what that means is that there's going to be another pandemic, all right? Because we know, been 3 years now, all right, and everybody's still feeling the effects of the pandemic, man. I mean, you still got people getting laid off. You still got all these business closures. All right. I was reading an article earlier dealing with Walmart. Okay, there's a Walmart closing. All right, out here in Kansas. All right. Essentially because due to theft. All right, due to the rise in theft and due to underperformance. Now, these different businesses is shutting down, man, because I seen another article that pretty much went into how retail theft, all right, has skyrocketed. Okay, shoplifting and those different petty crimes has skyrocketed since the pandemic, man. Because people are pretty much feeling these financial burdens. Okay, everywhere you look, people are feeling these burdens financially, man, and was causing them to start resorting to desperate means, which we know that ultimately. These things are only going to get worse. Okay, this is really only the beginning of the sorrows, man, because we still got it to where society is intact. Even though they're warning of defaulting on the debt, all right, in a couple days, we don't know how that's going to play out, man. Hey, Esau, always pulling last minute strings. Okay, just like last time, I believe it was like last year, they was building hysteria around the default, and then they just raised the debt ceiling. Okay, so but again, man, like when you understand it, it will make sense for them to go ahead and let this shit crash because of the the chaos and the bringing about the CBDC society, anyways, man. So it will just make sense for them to do that. But anyways, let's grab this precept before I jump into the article. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars," which we just heard about the fact that Russia, all right, has now deployed tactical nukes in Belarus. So the war that's been going on over there, all right, you've been hearing about the skirmishes in the Middle East, all right, between the U.S. and Syria, etc. That these things are constantly picking up, okay, and we know that it's going to get to the point to where and these different nations are going to have to pretty much declare, they're going to have to declare the war for what it is, man, and it's going to lead to a national state of emergency. All right. And that's, we know a police state and martial law and those various things are coming to America, man. All right. And it says, and that's why you have China continuing to run different war simulation games, all right, blowing up different U.S. ships, right, hitting this place with an EMP attack and various things like that. You got the TikTok, you got the whole TikTok ordeal going on right now, right, which we know Montana went on ahead and banned it, all right, which they receiving heat from that, right. You got all these different things playing out, man, different Cold Wars, different proxy wars, okay? And it's the wars is, we know it's about to be a hot war, what they call a hot war real soon, meaning boost to the ground, man, okay? But anyways, it says, "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And because we know, all right, essentially that the famine of the word is going to happen before the Most High allows for this place to collapse, man. We know that the elect have to be sealed, proceeding to Revelations chapter 7. Okay. We know the elect have to be sealed from the four corners of the earth, man. And, then the Most High is going to release those destroying winds. All right. Let me see if I can just want to make sure. I believe that's Revelation 7 or 17. All right. Yeah, Khan is Revelation 7 and verse 3. It says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, which the servants of the Most High are the prophets. So the prophets being sealed with this truth, and then going out and what? Teaching the elect, man. All right, teaching that remnant. It says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of Israel. So the teachers, the prophets, the men of the Lord come from the nation of Israel. Okay, and then when you skip down, verse 9, it tells you, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with robes, with white robes and palms in their hands. So this is going to be your election. It's going to be the 144,000, and then the rest, all right, of that innumerable multitude. Okay, which we know that 1/3 of the Israelites, all right, are going to be saved out of America, man, which is a part of that innumerable multitude. All right, but you're going to have Israelites from all four corners of the earth. Okay, that's those different. That's why it says out of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues. Yeah, because we're going to be gathered from the four corners of the earth. Okay, as it tells you, all right, in the book of Isaiah. What's that? Isaiah chapter 11. All right. And then I'm going to get back to the point. OK, but yeah, we're going to be gathered from all four winds of the earth. All right. This is Isaiah 11 and 11. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt. All right. So we know Assyria is what, over there in the Middle East. Okay, in the Middle East area, Egypt, North Africa, from Pathros and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. So we're going to be gathered from everywhere. It says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, which is pretty much the banner of this truth. All right, is the ensign goes into a banner. So the nations or the Israelites are seeking to what? To the truth, man. Okay. It says, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. You see that? And it tells you that only Israel is going to be saved with the everlasting salvation, man. Isaiah 45 and I believe verse 7. So the Israelites, okay, the election are going to be gathered from the four corners of the earth. So when you go into Revelation 7, okay, that's who this multitude is going into. Right. And that's why you just read the leaders of this multitude. OK, the servants of the Most High are from what? The 12 tribes of Israel, man. OK, so we know the Most High is not the author of confusion. So salvation is for who? The Israelites. And that's why this destruction is set to occur once the elect have been sealed. OK, and Salakia, this is Isaiah 45 and 17. Right. It says, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with the everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So Israel, the Israelites are going to be the ones who receive of salvation. All right. But showing you, man, that those angels are going to release the destruction. All right. Once the elect are sealed with this truth. And that's why you see this word going out. OK. Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. You see, so that's the point, is that what? These famines, right? The earthquakes, the wars, right? The division, okay? All these things that are rising, the anarchy, right? These things that are rising is because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is about to bring an end to this current kingdom. Okay. All right. And it's because of the wickedness. Okay. Let's grab this real fast. It's Ezekiel 14 and verse 13. It says, son of man, suppose the people of a country were to sin against me, and I lifted my fist to crush them, cutting off their food supply and sending a famine to destroy both people and animals. You see, so that's what the Most High is doing, man, because we know that Babylon the Great, all right, is the most wicked kingdom, and they have gotten all these other nations drunken off their philosophies, man. So because of that, the Most High is what? He's bringing about a famine. Okay? He's bringing about a famine, man. Okay? And he's also bringing what? Pestilences and war. Okay? These are all things that are punishments that are coming to the people of the earth. All right? It says, verse 14, even if Noah, Daniel, and Job were there, their righteousness would save no one but themselves, says the sovereign Yahweh. Because we know that they were what? Upright men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. And that's why we know there's always going to be an elect remnant that are going to be saved out of these troubles, man. Okay. I want to skip down. Verse 19, it says, or suppose I were to pour out my fury by sending an epidemic into the land, and the disease killed people and animals alike. As surely as I live, says sovereign Yahweh, even if Noah, Daniel, and Job were there representing the elect, they wouldn't be able to save their own sons or daughters. They alone would be saved by their righteousness, man. You see that? So the Most High sends epidemics. Okay, he sends diseases to destroy, both man and beast. And so, with the World Health Organization and the CDC warning you that there's going to be more diseases released, right? More pandemics. All right. That's because the Most High is ordained it, man. He set it up, okay, to pretty much punish the wicked. Okay. And what? These pandemics can easily bring about another lockdown, more draconian restrictions, more, all those various things, man, in which through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, we're praying the Most High speeds these things up and allows for these devils to go ahead and release, the next big thing, man, because they make all these different movies and shit. And it's like, we know these devils got some up they sleeve, man. You had that whole little fungal thing they was talking about, these different amobia, brain-eating diseases and shit. Man, we know Esau got some in the works, man, to release on the people, okay? Matter of fact, you got this other article dealing with China. They're saying the newest variant of C-19 in China could potentially hit 65 million cases a week by July 1st, man. So that shit, man, I don't know how much of a mega spreader the first initial, variant was, man, but these new variants, they're ramping it up. It's being ramped up. So if they release these shits, man, and you have it to where 65 million people are catching these cases a week, man, look, man, that should show you the Most High speeding these days up, okay? Because then, the same things that we seen 3 years ago would have to be in effect, but on a higher level, man. Much more restrictions, more curfews, right? Curfews coming back. Not being able to go out at certain times and different things like that. The 6 feet distancing, the masks, right? And we know that these epidemics, we know that C-19 wasn't the end of it, man. Okay, because they could just continue to release a new variant, all right? And that's pretty much what they're warning about, right? But let's read a little bit of this article and we can close out. It says, the WHO warns of disease X. It says the potential next pandemic. It says the C-19 pandemic because, when you think about it, man, these pandemics, like, it was literally a Trojan horse, man. Literally a Trojan horse. After they brought about that shit, everything just sped the hell up, man. It allowed for these elites to forward their agenda. Okay, so they bring about the pandemic. They slow people's movement, pretty much cause you to be idle. Not being able to go to work. Certain people was not able to go to work if they didn't want to take the jab and different things like that, man. The schools, same way with the schools and shit like that, right? So it causes you to be idle, man, and it causes for them to be able to herd the sheep better. Pretty much to put it like that, it allows for them to herd the sheep, and that's exactly what they plan on doing, man. All right. So we got the default they've been warning about. We got the war, we got the, all these civil issues. Okay. And all these different things, man, it's going to manifest. It's going to manifest and you're going to wake up one day, all right, in a totally different society. It says the C-19 pandemic has been reported to be over by the WHO. The pandemic, which affected millions of individuals across the globe, is now recognized as an endemic and is widespread in society. However, the WHO stresses that other pandemics could occur in the future. Disease X is one of these hypothetical illnesses, man. All right. We know, like we just grabbed the precepts, we know that the Most High sending about different epidemics is nothing new. You know, it's nothing new, man. And he does that because of what? The wickedness. See, it says disease X is a condition that affects people and for which there is now no comprehensive cure, according to the WHO. See that? There's gonna be a lot of dead bodies, man. You gotta get that in your mind. Like, it's gonna be a lot of people dying because their bodies are gonna eat themselves and they're gonna starve to death. Okay, like what was happening during the Holocaust. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of people dying from these diseases that's released. Okay, and scriptures tell you in the book of Second Ezra, I believe, there's gonna be no burying of these bodies, man. It's gonna be to the point to where the bodies are gonna just be laid up in the streets. Okay. Because they're not gonna have the morgues and different things like that to bury these bodies, man. People ain't gonna have them jobs, and quite frankly, people gonna have so much going on in their own lives. You're not gonna be able to mourn, all of the death, okay, the war, right? And then when the people, start bugging out because of the financial collapse and the switching over of the to the digital currency and these different things, man, they're gonna start. The people are gonna bug the hell out and start killing each other. Okay, it's gonna really be the purge is coming, man. Okay, and now it says the WHO is unable to determine whether it is brought by a virus, bacteria, or another factor because it is a new disease. In reality, so like it says. In reality, according to the WHO, there is currently no vaccine for the illness, man, which, and I'm briefly, mention this, man. We know that jab, the information has come out now, man. I'm going to just say that the information has come out now pretty much about that jab. And that's, I believe, certain, I don't know if it was Pfizer or BioNTech or whichever one it was, they've now discontinued them shits. Okay. Let me look that up, man. Let me see. I believe it was Pfizer. I believe Pfizer is being discontinued, man. Let's see this. Because the information pretty much went out, man. Them jabs was causing, these different things that people have been calling conspiracy theories, man. They've been causing these people to die. But it says, the monovalent Moderna and Pfizer and BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines are no longer authorized for use in the U.S. You see that, man? All you people went and got them damn jabs and, pretty much mark yourself. Okay? See that, man? And so with this, this new disease X and shit, they're saying that this, as of now, it wouldn't have a cure. Okay? No vaccine for it. But it says, let's see here. The possibility of disease X emerging in the near future is not overstated, man. So they're telling that, in other words, translation is coming in the near future. That's exactly what they're saying. It says, according to Dr. Pranab Shettergree, a researcher in the Department of International Health at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, a number of public health professionals think that the next outbreak of disease X may be a zoonotic illness, meaning that it most likely to be spread to people by domestic or wild animals. Okay, and we know when the Most High brings diseases, man, he affects the animals too. Okay, so I mean that, they tried to blame C-19 on the damn bats. All right, in Wuhan, China. So that's not far fetched. All right, it says, for instance, zoonotic outbreaks include C-19, AIDS, Ebola, etc. Whatever, man. It says there are other possible disease origins, such as the chance that bioterrorism will start the subsequent pandemic. The prospect of manufactured pandemic pathogens cannot be overlooked. And look, man, who's to say that C-19 wasn't a manufactured pathogen? Which I believe, it was. But, and they can easily manufacture these different diseases, man. Okay? It says a zombie virus is yet another potential source of disease X. Okay, I remember hearing about this zombie virus too. Okay? All these different viruses, man. It says it's possible that the virus was trapped in permafrost or a long frozen environment. However, these viruses might be released as a result of climate change. And that's, they also saying, we're saying this shit in regards to that fungus. I forgot what the fungus was called. But if you watch that show, what was that show, man? I forgot what it was. I believe it might have been The Last of Us, but they had the fungal outbreak. Okay, which a fungal, it's different from a virus. Okay, I believe with funguses, as some people say, we already got certain fungi and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know the specifics, but fungal outbreaks, viral outbreaks, man, they got all these things they can release, and they're saying they're ultimately the result of climate change. So, they're going to blame it on whatever they want to blame it on. But hey, that's the point, man, that we know that more diseases and, pandemics and lockdowns are coming in the near future. Okay, however they bring them about. But with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Bashem Rechakadash, DTA Wa Ba Ba Ba, Shalom.